Broken Bow Junior quarterback Graden Howell is one of our Prep Red Zone Oklahoma Player of the Year finalists after a spectacular junior season. He was a breakout star as a sophomore, and he came back for even more during his junior season, throwing for over 2,800 yards, 27 touchdowns. Also ran the ball for over 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. And Graden, we're starting all these conversations with the same question. You're one of 10 finalists for Player of the Year, meaning you're one of the more dynamic athletes, dynamic players in the state of Oklahoma. Just a junior, what does it mean to you to be considered one of the best in this state?
Yes, I definitely think it's like a great thing to be honored for this just because we have so many good athletes in Oklahoma. I don't think a bunch of people understand that until you come to Oklahoma and watch some Oklahoma ball. But we have players going all over the country to play Division 1 sports, Division 2 sports, or any division of sports. And so yes, it's a privilege.
Now, going back to last season, we're obviously going to talk a lot about this year, your junior season. It was definitely special as you guys made it all the way to the 4A semifinals. But going back to last year, you rejoined the football team as a sophomore, and it was pretty obvious early on that you were going to be a guy to pay attention to. When you stopped playing football for a couple years to focus on basketball and then rejoined the football team last year before your sophomore season. Did you expect to have that kind of year? Because I'm looking at your numbers from last season as well. You threw for almost 2,000 yards, threw for 16 touchdowns, ran for over 1,000, ran for 19 touchdowns. In your first year after two years of not playing football, did you expect to have that kind of success last season?
To be honest, not really. I really just it's funny because I joined back for playing football, and when I joined back, it was the day of spring ball, and so I really just our old starting QB left, some more kids left, and so I went back to play just to fill in that spot, just to get our the player who is a year younger than me to get him like ready and situated, and then after that, it all just blossomed.
Now, like I said, it was only a couple games into your sophomore season that you became a guy that everyone, or at least everyone who paid attention to high school football wanted to see. I mean, the highlight tapes, the highlights themselves, they were off the charts. But coming into this season, um, you know, during your sophomore campaign, you guys, I believe, had a winning record, but you fell short of making it to the playoffs. How much did making it back to the playoffs, playing winning football, how much did that drive you guys going into your junior season?
Yeah, so not making it to the playoffs, that hit us all hard just because what we all been through that year with our coaches leaving and then our head coach coming in the week before spring ball. And so we all worked so hard for that. And then the fall short, it gave us all a fire to go back that next year. And then whoever we lost to or anything like that, we're gonna put it on them. And so that really drove us a lot, especially because I feel like our offense, we gained basically everyone back. And so we were all more mature. We all had a year under the playbook. And so, yeah.
Now, Tuttle ends up winning the state championship. They were the team that you guys ran into in the 4A semifinals, and their head coach had a very complimentary quote towards you. I was talking to him before the state championship game, and he referred to you as mini Michael Vick out there. So it wasn't easy for Tuttle to slow you down. But when you hear things like that, when you hear people talk about you as an athlete, and obviously your trainer slash 7-on-7 coach Sean Cooper, he is very quick to remind people how many offers you have at multiple positions, not just quarterback. When you hear people talking about just the general athlete you are, I got to think as a kid who is still in high school, it could go to your head, but at the same time, how do you stay humble? How do you hear all of that and just focus on what you're doing, on the football field or on the basketball court right now?
Yeah. So I just, the number one rule for me is I know that I will never be number one just because my Lord and Savior's up there. And so he's always my number one. So, and then I say staying humble is easy for me just because I know that it can all get took in an instant. It can take an injury, it can take doing something wrong, and so I know that one day if I'm disrespectful to some person, and then what if I start working for them? And so I just know that you gotta. It can all be took.
Now, looking at your junior season, obviously, making a run back to the playoffs, coming up, a game short of playing for a state championship. It was a good season for Broken Bow. There's no doubt about it. District champions again. The only team you lost to in the playoffs was the team that ended up raising the gold ball. There's nothing wrong with that. When you look at your junior season, was there a game, a moment when you think back that was one of your favorite moments from your junior season?
Um, I would say when we after we played Poto and we won the Poto game, when we watched Ada beat Sallisaw to make us district champions. And so we all right after the game, including our fans, cleared the stands and we all huddled around a little bitty TV and watched the ending of that game. And
That's
just
all.
watch everybody celebrate made that the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, after, coming up just short of making the playoffs last year, to being district champions this year, it obviously had to be a special feeling. Um, we mentioned all the highlights, and I talk about watching you, whether it's in person or on a highlight film or just game film, whatever it may be. You're electric with the football in your
Yes,
hands. Like when
sir.
you're out there, when you're on the field, does it ever feel like the game has slowed down? Because it looks like you're moving in fast forward compared to the rest of the people on the field.
Yes. From sophomore year to junior year, it definitely slowed down a bunch, and most of that has to do with film study. And so, especially and our coach, Coach Lang, he also has a bunch to do with that because he's helped me read progressions and take everything like that and makes it way easier and slower for the game.
Now, I mentioned your recruitment, and you've been offered by a ton of schools. And like I mentioned earlier, Coach Cooper has mentioned how it's for multiple positions. It's not just quarterback. It's as an overall athlete. They have offers from all over to play several different positions. When you think about your recruitment, obviously you're about to go into the summer before your senior year. Um, what's the latest on what schools are standing out to you? What do you want to do at the next level? I've never asked you that. I don't know if I've read about it as well. Like, what do you want to play when it comes to college football, and what schools are possibly giving you that opportunity?
Uh-huh. I know for sure. I don't know which position, but I know that I want to be on the offensive side just because I'm so electric with the ball in my hands, like you said earlier. Um, I really the main thing that'll make my decision would be to how they develop and how they use that position in that offense and what that coach has done for that position. And so it's recruitment lately, it's been kind of slow, but it's just because it's kind of a dead period right now. And then in a couple weeks coaches will start popping out. But so yeah, I don't really know which school yet, but it's starting to get a little slimmer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, obviously colleges are focusing on the transfer portal right now. They'll be making their rounds, around the high schools. And again, with your junior season that you just had, and the film that came out from that, there's probably going to be some more opportunities down the line for you. We'll get you out of here on this because it is now 2026. I know your focus is on the basketball court, but at Prep Red Zone, it's football 24/7, 365. So we're already thinking about next fall. When I look at what you guys have coming back, and obviously you'll be back, Jatarius Neal, your dynamic running back, he'll be back. Dejon Hall, your top wide receiver, he's back as well. Your top tackler on defense, Broken Bow, has a lot of pieces back for the 2026 football season. Tuttle
Yes,
loses
sir.
a lot. Elgin loses a lot. Perhaps Broken Bow is going to be the team to beat in Class 4A in 2026. Just how hungry are you guys to get back to work, knowing all the pieces that you have coming back? And 2026 could be a special season.
Yes, we want it all. I feel like last year we fell short. This year we went a little bit farther, but we fell short. And I feel like this next year will be our year to go get it.
Look, as we record this, it's January 16th, so there's a lot of time between now and December when they're going to be playing for a state championship. But it's going to be interesting to see how 4A plays out. Like I said, Broken Bow certainly has all the talent to possibly make a trip to Edmond when December rolls around this year. Graydon, congrats again on a fantastic junior season. It's been very fun to watch you play for the last 2 years, and fortunately, you're a junior, so we got one more year of Greydon Howell football down there in southeastern Oklahoma. And again, if you haven't checked him out, no matter where you are across the state, you got to check him out. He's going to be playing college football somewhere, and the ticket to watch him play is going to be way more expensive at the next level. So go see him while you still have a chance. Great, and congrats on a great season, and thanks for joining us, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Broken Bow junior quarterback Graden Howe joining us. He's one of 10 finalists for our Prep Red Zone Oklahoma Player of the Year award, one of 3 juniors for this year award as well. And this has been a Prep Red Zone Oklahoma exclusive.